it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm here creating a new layout for Coco Vanilla Studio. I'm using the Bohemian Dream collection, and I've printed some photos and I want to document my daughter's 5th birthday. These ones were just some photos that I took of her. Bought one of the inflatable balloons from Kmart that has a 5 on it, and I just took a couple of photos of her with that balloon. So I've printed my photo in black and white and colour. I do love a black and white photo, but if any collection's going to work with the purple and the pink and the silver in this photo, it's definitely this collection here. So I'm just going to see how it goes. I've grabbed out a few papers that I love and I wanted to use, and I also would really love to use this happy from the chipboard sheet, and maybe even the U from the chipboard word sheet. So we'll see where this takes us, and I will speed you up and get creating. Okay, so I began by framing my layout with that gorgeous wood grain print. I tried the bolder patterns in the collection and I just found that it really overpowered that gorgeous vellum ephemera. So I decided to go with the more subtle wood grain design for my border. I added a machine stitch off camera around that edge, and then I just go around the edges and give it a bit of texture and roughing up just by folding the sides inwards. Now what I'm working on is just matting my photo, and I had a scrap of the paper from a previous layout. It's a gorgeous one with like the purple and pink sort of ombre tone, and I've backed my photo on that, so it's adding that pop of purple that complements Charlotte's little top that she's wearing. And then I also added a 4-inch doily, I shouldn't forget to say that. And then now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to arrange the ephemera pieces in like a floral, it's not a wreath. I don't actually know what term you would call this, but it's sort of just an arch of floral pieces. So I sort of place them without adhering them down to start with. And I knew, as I said, that I wanted to use that happy chipboard word. I loved that piece. And then I also thought I wanted to add that U. And what you'll see me doing soon is altering that to suit the layout a bit better. I'm still using the Nuvo adhesive and I'm actually really liking it. So I'm thinking about maybe having a go and transferring it to a fine line bottle and seeing if I can get a bit more of a precision application with it. But so far so good. It's adhering down. It's quite movable at the start. It's definitely not quick drying, but once it's adhered down, it's well and truly stuck. So I am liking experimenting with that and seeing how that works. So I've just used little dobs of that underneath those vellum pieces, and then off camera I machine stitch back and forth a few times. It adds a bit of extra texture to those vellum pieces, as well as it gives me the ability to add some more dimension by folding them up and sort of bending them inwards towards that stitching so that they're dimensional. I'm using my Thickers, what do they call them? Placement guide, I think, alignment guide, to help me to adhere the title down. And it's actually really quite easy because as long as that end of that ruler is against the side of your layout, then you know that it's going to be straight. So I've really liked using those, and it obviously would be a lot easier with a 12-inch layout because you'd know that both edges would be flush against the sides of, the ruler. But yeah, I've found it really easy to be able to get these stickers centered and straight on the page. So I was looking at this U and I was thinking to myself, it's just not going to work as it was. So what I decided to do was I grabbed out 2 of my distress inks. This is the pink one, and I will show you them shortly so you know which ones that I used. And I start by sort of going in circular motions off the edge of the thickest piece and turning circular motions upwards until I'm covering the sort of first portion of the piece. So you'll see I will put you in frame in a moment. I realized that you were out of frame, apologies, but you'll see that I'm sort of rubbing it in circular motions. It's heavier at the top, and then I'm using an extremely light touch as well, and I'm just trying to create a bit of an ombre effect on this piece. So I use the combination of the pink and the yellow, and I wanted to do the opposite of what was on the piece above. So I've used the yellow at the top and the pink at the bottom. And I've left this in real time, so I'm extremely slow there, but just so that you can see. So I used the lemonade, squeezed lemonade, and then it might have been worn lipstick as well, I think. So my final touches on most of my layouts are my smaller embellishments and my journaling, of course, because that's something that I always am quite passionate about adding to my page. Even if it's quite simple journaling, I still feel like I want to get that story down. I don't know about your memory, but my memory, and it is, since it's sort of stereotypical, but it is since I've had kids, is terrible. And I'm so grateful for this craft and for documenting things down, because I just honestly don't think that I'd remember the specifics of things. So, of course, from this photo, I can tell that it's her 5th birthday, but I might not have remembered any specific details. Luckily, a birthday, you know the date, right? But, you know, things like first time crawling or first time rolling over, or it could have even been the first party that they attended. Something so simple, I suppose, but dates that just don't stick in your head. So yeah, I'm very thankful for being able to add my stories to my pages, and I always do it typewritten. I just like the look of typewritten journaling, and I feel like as long as my stories are told, I don't feel guilty for not handwriting. I'd rather my story be down and me be happy. So I'm adding those finishing touches of those enamel dots, and that pretty much finishes off this layout. I was really happy with how the vellum ephemera pieces looked. Oh, I did add some little stitching. I forgot about that. I did add a little tail to, or flight path to the butterfly as well, with some hand stitching. And I just used the needle actually just to poke the holes through. So once that's done, this layout's finished. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've gained some inspiration or an idea for a page that you might create soon. And I will be back with some more layouts on my channel. Bye everyone.